Hey, my gilded brethren, what's going on? I'm bringing you this episode. This is episode 3 of how to make mixtapes and album covers, and this is the special edition. I'm calling this a special edition because I'm debunking one of the mixtapes I just saw it on thatpiff.com, and it's one of the most simplest effects. Now it is very It takes a while because you gotta you want it to be perfect as possible, and this isn't an exact duplicate of what I saw, but this is the Wrath of Cain mixtape cover by what's his name, by Pusha T. And what the artist on his album cover was trying to do was make this look like cocaine, and at glance it does look like cocaine. Wrath of Cain. This is now maybe this is cocaine CO, just the CO off. He might be talking about cocaine. I really couldn't tell you because I don't know. He could be talking about the Bible, this guy, but I don't know if the guy in the Bible had an E on the end of his name. But this is the effect I'll be showing y'all today. It's very simple. It's just, you know, how you feel, and you know, just your artistic freedom that you're going to be exercising, you know, might make this a little bit longer than really what it should be. And it took me a while just because I was trying to make it as perfect and as exact duplicate as I could. But with no further ado, let's go up to File and New, and what I set my album covers to is 1435 pixels, about 1435 pixels. This is a perfect square. All of this, I don't bother it, but if you were creating this for someone that was gonna you know, print out a bunch of copies, like say if Rihanna contacted you, you would create this in CMYK color, and that's just this is the what they use for print. There's two different types of colors. Is RGB, that's for websites and, you know, web viewing, but CMYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, and I don't know what the K stand for. But this is for print, and that's what they use for printing. But I'm gonna keep it in RGB because this is just for the web's use. Hit OK, and what I'm gonna start off with is I'm going to fill this background in with a light gray, a very light gray. And the light gray color code is E0, E0, E0. And let's fill that in. And I'm going to create another layer. And this layer is going to be filled with white. Fill that in with white. Alrighty. And to start this off, our effects, we're gonna bevel and emboss the white layer. We're gonna go in here and we're going to mess with the technique, and we're gonna set that to chisel hard. There we go. And the depth we're gonna set to about 174%. Really, it all depends on you, because this next effect is really what makes it. And once we have all that done, I want you to grab the eraser tool. Grab the eraser tool. And this right here, this is a grunge texture that I will have in the link to it in the description. But this is how I created those mounds of cocaine. Hopefully they look like mounds of cocaine. See this? I don't think a lot of people know about what happens when you erase a portion of something that's beveled and embossed, that has that effect on it in Photoshop. But this is what happens. It's like whatever part isn't there, it's like you create ridges and valleys because it's still beveling and embossing, but you erase that part of it. So yeah, that's what happens. Now I'm about to mess with this for a little bit, man. I might not, you know, perfect it as much as you might like to see, but I just want to get through this. I don't want to keep you all too long. But I'm gonna have the link for this grunge because this is like perfect for doing this effect, the cocaine mound effect. I'm gonna have that for you all in the description. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to with this layer selected, I'm gonna hold Control and hit T, and I'm gonna resize this. Whoops, let me undo that. I'm gonna enlarge this uniformly, and the way you do that is, but when you hit Control T, when you grab one of these sides, make sure it's this one right here, the one that's at a 45-degree angle. Just hold Shift and pull out. That will enlarge. It will enlarge the picture. And I'm making these mounds a little bit bigger. And I want to show you why we created the gray layer. Also, watch this. You see that? Because it erases the white layer. When you're using that, you have to have something in the background just so it won't. You just won't be seeing transparent. You won't see that if you were to save it and put it on something else, but you know, just so for future reference, when you bevel and emboss something and erase, just have a background so you won't be looking straight through it unless that's the effect you want. But yeah, here we go. Let's and next, hold on, let me see something. This is a little bit too strong. Let's go to depth. Let's quiet that down a little bit. See, when you mess with the depth, you mess with the shadows, and you know, as the depth. Just imagine if you were creating something in SimCity and you wanted the mountains to go down, you would lower the level. It's the same thing here. If you want the mountains to go up, you heighten. If you want the mountains to go down, you lower. And with the mountains lowering, you lower the amount of shadows cast. And there you have it. We have that. Let's see. Oh no. Let me put that back. Ah man, I messed it up. I think it was set at 120. Let me check. Whoops. I hit 0, the wrong 0. And it stopped recording again. But there we go. It's back to how it was looking. Hit OK. And now the fonts I used in this for the title, it's rolled way. I'll have it in the description. But on this first text layer, I'm just gonna have Wrath, all caps, Wrath of. And now I'm gonna grab the arrow tool, arrow select tool, and then I hit Control T so I can resize this Wrath of. Resize that. Put that right there. And now I'm going to create a second layer for the Cain. I don't know why I do that, but it's just, you have more freedom. Really, I know why I do it. You have more freedom when you keep the text on different layers. So, for anybody out there wondering why this is why, it's just more freedom to control. And if you mess up, you know, you mess up one part, not the whole thing, and you can just restart from there. But alright, I think that looks kind of cool. And next I want you all to, this is just for, you know, a safety net. Duplicate the layers just so you won't have to come back to them. But alrighty, let's start modifying the Cain copy first. Go to bevel and emboss, chisel hard, and whatever settings we have right now, I think it should do. Unless we want to take the depth up a little bit. Yeah, take it up a little bit. I took it up to 164. Alrighty, now grab the eraser tool. And for this, I used you gotta go over here into the brush manager. Tab. And what you wanna do now is turn it on scattering. This is the easiest way I found out to do this. You know, mess with everything. It's your artistic freedom, however you want to do it. But when you try to erase, when you try to erase the letters, this is gonna pop up, and it's just asking you to rasterize it. You have to rasterize it before you can modify it in this way. And just click OK. And with the scatter, we selected scatter from the brush presets, brush tip shapes and everything, brush presets. And just watch how it works. It's just gonna, you see that's like bullets. It's like bullet holes, right? Like I got a machine gun. And just with your every push, it would, if I held this down, I'm gonna show you. And when you hold it down and just drag, it just eats away at it. Like you're shooting at it. You can click it one at a time or whatever you want to do. But that's it right there. And I'm gonna make this 1 pixel now. Take it real small and do the same thing. You know, we're just adding the cocaine mound effect now. But we're not far from done. But we still have a little bit more to do before we can call this. Before we can say we're done. And I'm gonna tell you, like right now, you can barely see it. It's like blending in with the background. We're gonna take care of that right now. I want you to create a new layer, and I want you to fill that layer with black. And what I want you to do now is take the opacity of that layer down a little bit. And you see this? It made the bottom layer a little bit, it made it like gray. And we're gonna go further into separating the two, so you won't get them mixed up, or just so it won't look like mush thrown together. Alrighty, let's go back to the Cain, and we're gonna finish making the cocaine mound effect. And there's tons of brush tips in here that will suffice as far as getting it to look like cocaine or whatever, or just, you know, your impressions on it. So, you know, experiment, do your thing, man, do your thing. Artistic freedom, use it. And what we're gonna do now, we're gonna raster. Whoops, let me go back, undo that. Go in here, bevel and emboss. You know what I'm gonna do, instead of just shortening the process, because these two need to be identical as far as effect goes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna right click on the Cain and go to copy layer style, and go to wrath of copy and paste layer style. And the layer style is this right here. Whatever these effects are, the all of the eraser impressions, that's external, so don't worry about that. But now we get to edit this. But first we're gonna rasterize, and yep, it's pretty simple. There's tons of brush heads that you could check out too. But hey, that was simple right there. This was simple. When you're using scatter with multiple brush heads, it's very easy to you know, just get the effect down packed. And let's move this up a little bit. To select all these layers, you know, click one layer, hold shift, and click the layer that you want it to end on. Make sure you have the arrow key selected, and we're gonna move that up. There we go. Alrighty, I'm gonna show you all something really quick. I really should have showed you at the end, but I'm gonna show you right now just to get it out the way. We're gonna add a slight border to it, just a real quick border. And what you got to do is grab the marquee tool, rectangle marquee tool, start at one corner, go to the other, right click, select inverse, and with that new layer that we created, select it, grab the paint bucket tool, and just fill that in. Hit D. There we go. That's that. Alrighty, and with this, what we're gonna do now with those, you know, the copy of the Wrath of Cain and those two, we're gonna change the color of both of these. We're gonna change it to a light gray. C3, C3, C3 is what we're gonna change these colors to. Both of them. The wrath of also. So select that and change the color to the same thing. Alrighty. And now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna drop the opacity down. Just to add a little bit more contrast from the background. You know what? We're not gonna do that. We're gonna keep these at 100%, and we're gonna put them back at the bottom because the backs of them were so white, because that's how they should be. So let's turn them back to white. Let's go back. Let's undo it all. Undo. There we go. I like that a lot better, because it looked like we were looking right down through it instead of it being its own little cocaine mounds shaped as letters. Alrighty, and there we go. Now what I want you to do to add even more contrast to the album cover is go to drop shadow, and we're going to take the distance down to no distance. Size is going to remain 21, and just hit OK. And do the same with the wrath of this. That's fine. It's fine, just like that. And it's just, you could just see it a little bit better than we could before. That's all. Alrighty. Now what I'm gonna show you next is, as you saw on the other album cover, it had a gray and white parental advisory. It had a gray and white parental advisory. It had a gray and white parental advisory logo, and I want to show you how I accomplished that. Let's see, where is it? It's in download. It was near the bottom, I believe. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh my goodness. Somebody hid it from me. I could have sworn it was at the bottom. I could have taken an oath in the court of law. You know what? I'm gonna steal it off. I'm just gonna steal it off this one over here. But I'm still gonna show you all how I made it though. Whoops. Here it is. I stole it. Stole it like a scoundrel. But look, this is what it was at first. It was red. It was. Can you believe it was red? I know it's kind of hard to believe from what it was to what it is now. But I just added a couple of effects to it. I added a color overlay of dark gray. You know, the gray that was mostly present on this. I just when you click that, you could take the little rectangle, click on what color grays you want, cancel out of that, and then I added a stroke of white to it, a stroke of 3 white to it, and I ended up with this. It's alright. Okay, there we go. Here we go. It was under the black make darker layer, but there it is right there. And as far as the effect goes, this is it. It's far from perfect, as you can see, because this one is a lot more polished. It took me about 2 hours to make this, just because I was trying to get it as perfect as possible. But all the steps I showed you in this, I used in the creation of this. So don't think just because I rushed through it, it's not the actual steps. But you know, you just got to take your time and you know, your artistic freedom, your personal preference, whatever you like. It will mold your view and however you create the album cover. You know what you end up with. But that was the Wrath of Cain steps to making Cocaine Heels album cover tutorial. You all need any help, any covers you'd like me to expose in future episodes, let me know, because I'm ready. I get on that piff, but I don't really see too many album covers that intrigue me enough to want to throw a video and make a video of. But if it intrigues you enough to ask me, or if you just want to know a certain effect, let me know. But I'll have links for all the for the font, the parental advisory, the grunge texture brush that I used in it. I'll have all that in the description. But hey, thank you all so much for watching. Need any help, email me, let me know. But thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. I love to see your work. Tell your buddies. But hey, thank you all for watching. Have a happy YouTube day.